Say good evening to everyone and our local residents. This is the meeting of Planning and Infrastructure Committee. Have we got any apologies?
We have apologies from Councillor Alban and Councillor Austin, who have TDC commitments, and Councillor Dark, who's unwell.
Thank you. And now should we go on to declarations of interest? Has anyone got any declarations of interest?
Yes.
With regards to?
Yes, I have 100 Grange Road.
Thank you. The Nixie. Can you explain our reconstitution?
Well, actually, I was going to say, because we're a small number, we should probably establish whether Councillor Nixie needs to excuse herself from that vote, when that's...
Yes.
So is this, do you have a personal interest in that property that affects you?
Yes, I will be affected by the development, so yes, I would say so.
So I think in that case, if you can... You don't need to
excuse myself.
Yeah.
When it comes to
and then we do still have a quorum vote of 3 people.
Yeah.
But if there'd been someone else who also needed to excuse themselves, we wouldn't be able to transact that matter.
Thank you. That's very helpful. Okay. Has everyone read the minutes from the previous meeting? Yep. Would somebody approve them?
I wasn't here, so...
I can approve them.
Thank you, Councillor. Somebody second that?
I'm not sure I was here.
Oh, I could second it, Colin.
You had another engagement.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Councillor Nixie approved them and I second.
Yes.
And so at a vote, if we had 2 people in favour and 2 abstentions, that would carry.
Yes.
So we're having a vote.
You need to vote.
Yes. Can we vote on that, please? Yeah.
Please.
It's a bit different with a smaller meeting, isn't it?
Very.
Okay, and the next item on the agenda is against cycling and walking infrastructure plan and consultation. Has everyone read through this?
No. Glance at it, I can't say I've nothing.
Yeah. Any comments?
Not from what I've read. It almost doesn't go far enough, but...
I'm a bit confused about the primary walking zones, because they're just circles. So does that mean just in that circle is primary walking zone? Because Ramsgate doesn't feature on it at all. Or does it mean it's Thanet that's a primary walking zone? I don't know. The clarity of that isn't clear.
Yeah.
I thought it was a report, actually, it was extremely repetitive.
Yeah.
But it was like...
I was reading it and not reading it, you know what I mean?
Yes, Councillor Green, sorry.
I've put in a personal comment that it seems to be purely about recreational cycling, which I think is a shame. For instance, it doesn't connect to Ramsgate Station at all, which I think is a great oversight. And if we're encouraging people to cycle instead of using cars, that would be a big bonus. It could be.
Or cycling to shop as well. So where are the cycle storage facilities in town centres if they're all meant to be sustainable?
Yeah, and this report is meant to be encouraging people to be doing this, aren't they? But not just recreationally as a way of mode of transport.
It doesn't do that.
Sorry, Chair, I also get really worried because, they're extending the loop through there. And some of the stuff that they're putting, when you look at the close-up thing here, so the little bits, the little changes they're making, I don't actually think they're making it safer for people to cycle. No. Because there's in a lot of these, there's no designated cycling area as a person as in the past cycle. There's no, I mean, even on Dupton Gap, there's no designated protected cycle area, is there? Or even a part of the road that's colour that is, you know.
And the road is going to be wide enough.
Yes. And then even if there is, you'll be trolling along on your bike and all of a sudden there's a parked car. So you have to go out. And also the condition of the roads, particularly on the edges, are truly shocking. So it seems to me that it's all very well producing a document and introducing new routes, but nobody seems to be checking that the route is safe. I mean, even on the cliff top, they put those lines down, but the surface is shocking.
Yeah.
And there are areas where if you hit it, you could do yourself serious damage. So I think it's paying lip service to creating a proper...
Except that perhaps you designate the route first and then you deal with road surface.
Possibly, but I don't think that's going to happen, is it?
Not with the county how it is now.
Your point about not linking up train stations is ridiculous. Or shopping centres.
But I agree with you. For example, Dumpton Park Road, when I used to cycle down it, there were so many drains and you had to pull out into the traffic because they were really deep and badly done. Otherwise, you'd go over your handlebars if you went down them.
We've got 2 designated primary walking zones.
Well, that's what I was unclear of, because where's Ramsgate? Is the walking zone just within that pink circle? Well, why isn't Ramsgate there?
There's a pink.
But it's not quite over.
It's more over you.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have drains, bumpy bits on normal cycle paths.
Yeah.
And drivers should be trained to stay a car's width away from the cyclists. And to open the door with their left hand.
I mean, are we commenting on this individually? You're commenting on this as well.
So we're looking for a corporate response, a council response.
But I think it's very good that they're paying attention. It's a good document because it's in the spotlight. So it's good that we're trying to encourage walking and cycling. And we have to comment on the positivity that it's finally being recognised.
Is this sorry, can I speak?
Yes, we're having a more open kind of discussion because there's a few of
Tied
us.
up with the new double yellow lines along Margate Road that people complained about.
Is it?
That's it, yeah.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Big controversial that.
Yeah.
Residents don't like up in arms about it. Because it will cut down on the parking.
Right.
I think it will increase the speed around there.
Yes.
It would be more dangerous.
But you can't, it's very difficult to have a cycle lane. Lots of cars can't get.
Yes.
But on the other hand, if there's a pavement crossover in their front gardens, that's just as bad for cyclists and the side roads as well. I mean, in London, they've got some amazingly demarcated cycle bits, but as soon as people are coming out the side roads, whack, they get you.
And following on from Pat's thing, so when I cycled in Germany, one of the key things that I think would be really important, pedestrian safety and cyclist safety, is that the pavement continued across the road. So it wasn't a pavement, but it was marked. So you went from pavement to a red bit, and the car had to, when you're coming out of the junction, you had to stay behind that red bit and look to see if there were cyclists and pedestrians coming, and then you pulled out and went round. I mean, certainly Julia's situation could have been stopped by, because she would have had right way.
Yes.
So I think there's other things that can be done to the whole of our system to make it safe for
I don't think
pedestrians.
they even do that in London
No, they don't, but they do it in Germany.
anymore. Yeah.
So we're kind of all agreeing that it's laudable that this document's been.
Far enough from what I read, it was just like.
Not far enough.
Yeah, I think it was, we could do better than this, but.
It's too wide an area, really. If they're looking at the details of it, they need to do it in smaller chunks.
Well, they do state it's a 10-year document and it's a growing, evolving document, don't they?
Okay, restrict vehicle parking on footways.
Yeah. I mean, it does attempt to come through rather than go around the coast, because we know the coastal route is fairly okay, so it does attempt to come through, which picks up. It doesn't do anything for the villages.
No.
And it doesn't do, I mean, there's a huge number of old railway footpaths that could be upgraded maybe. I mean, I know you can go all the way from Broadstairs out towards Margate on that one that goes by the church. I don't think they're making use of some of the old footpaths and the old railway lines that we have that could connect up, or would be safer.
I'm not sure whether that comes under, the public footpath, limitations, there's a word I'm looking for it, because that particular pathway is a public footpath, it isn't a
Cycle route.
and I think part of it is possibly a bridle path, but
Yeah.
it isn't a cycle route, than that.
Could we comment on the lack of connection to Ramsgate station?
Yeah, I think so, Deb, doesn't it? It's quite important.
Well, the lack of connection, does it connect to the other stations? Margate?
I don't know, I didn't check that.
Yes, it does actually, looking at this.
It connects to Broadstairs and Ducton Gap and what do you call it?
The Parkway?
Yeah.
Does it connect to Parkway?
No, it doesn't go anywhere.
No, see, that's just it.
outside,
It
yeah.
doesn't go. I mean, once it hits Ramsgate, it comes in through Dumpton Park Drive and stops down near the harbour. That's it. So actually, when you look at it, there's a tiny part of Ramsgate that it touches, and it's all that side over near the east, area, which is fabulous. I'm not knocking that, but there's, nothing over Pegwell Way or Newington Way or anything.
Or Cliff's End?
Yeah.
But there is a route, I mean, I've
There is a
cycled
cycle route, yeah.
to Sandwich.
So are we being naive, sorry to interrupt, are we being naive because there is already things in place and therefore they're wanting to connect them up, but they're just not showing that to us here? So we're sort of like saying, well, they haven't done that, but maybe that's there in place, I wouldn't know.
There's a note that this route is going to connect to National Cycle Network Route 15,
Right.
but I don't know what that looks like.
That's the coastal one.
So is this where, does that then go into town and via the station?
National, go on, I'll have a look for it. National Cycle Network Route 15?
Yeah.
Okay, let's find it.
Yes, it's got it on here, hasn't it?
There's a big thing, Westwood Cross, isn't there? Stuff happening in Westwood Cross.
I mean, the principles are great, a fitter population, better physical and mental health, all of this stuff, more footfall in local high streets, greater access to employment opportunities, I don't quite see how that's going to, greater freedom for young children, young people, more public transport, well, we haven't got public transport at the moment for people to be using it. So, cleaner air, less noise, better neighbourhoods.
No, basically, it's the Viking Way.
Is that it?
It goes, I mean, it comes, yes, it gets to Cliffs End Farm, but it's the Viking Way, so it does that part of the coastline round, so it doesn't go inside at all, but it does get to Little Cliffs End Farm almost as far as the Ebbsfleet cottages.
And then you can get all the way to Sandwich.
Well, basically, it's
And to Herne Bay. Hi, Herne Bay, what do I mean, Deal? One way. You can go to Herne Bay as well.
What's a recycle lane across Dumpton Park? I mean, you can't see on the map exactly. I mean, is it something with traffic lights, which would be wonderful?
That's the closing date for the.
Well, I mean, we could question that, but we don't understand some of the terms. So what is a new advisory?
Cycle lane across Dumpton. Yes, I mean, what?
10th of January, Chair.
There's one there as well, isn't there?
Right, it's the 10th of January.
What to comment on?
Yes.
Well, there's not enough. We don't understand some of the terminology.
There's a glossary at the back, isn't there, of terminology?
Because it says across Dumpton Gap.
Across Dumpton Park Road, which is where Pat lives.
Dumpton Park Drive.
Dumpton Park Drive.
So what in general do we think about this? I mean, we've been encouraging people, local residents to have a look at this. I mean, it's for cyclists and walkers. I would imagine it's do feedback too, can't they, presumably individually? Yeah.
Yeah, Dumpton Drive. Yeah, I mean, the maps are not big enough.
They're not detailed enough.
That is true.
Next meeting day.
Next meeting. That is second week in.
What, you think we should take this? We haven't got time to take it to the next one, have we?
I don't know.
Because it's the 10th of January, so we need to,
Yeah, the next meeting is.
yeah.
That's for planning.
Well, I
So
think
it'll be the day of.
Yeah, too late.
Midnight on the 10th of January. Depending how long the response is going to be, yes, it would be.
Would be possible.
Yeah, okay. Well, would it be helpful then if people were to send in their own thoughts about this particular report? Because it is quite repetitive, but I mean, people have come up with different issues today. Send in the reports, perhaps, would that be okay to you, Laura? And then we could consolidate it at the next planning meeting, perhaps.
it says maps of individual routes and zone are available on the website.
Well, funny enough, so I'm looking at the site of Route 15, just to let you know what I can see online. If you start at Whitstable and you come all the way around Thanet, it effectively goes all the way around Thanet, into Sandwich and down to East Street towards to Whitfield, and that's the Route 15, including cutting across St Nicholas at Way, so you're Birchington to Ramsgate, to Cliff's End, along that route as well. And that's Route 15, so it's interesting that there's also, it's not only around the outside, it's across that bit in the middle. There's green and purple bits, I don't know which is which. It just seems interesting that they have put this on an established route, because it's already saying joined up with Route 15. Well, this is Route 15, just me.
Yeah.
So how much of 15 do you want? You're just adding more bits to 15. Well, it isn't.
It's linking up to it, isn't it? That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I also think it's interesting that the, consultation areas are nowhere near us. It's Maidstone, Gravesend and, Canterbury, I suppose, there's the three consultation sites.
Yeah.
It's, leaves us out rather. But is everyone sort of happy about sending in their thoughts?
Yes.
To you, Laura? Yes.
We've got the basis at the moment. I mean, the key thing is, because if you read that bit, I mean, David's point about not linking up to the station is probably the most critical one, because if you look at where at Broadstairs, it says provide cycle parking at Broadstairs railway station, as this is a possible destination used for this route, and the station currently has no facilities. I think there is cycle storage at Ramsgate, but there's no route to it. So, I mean, that's a key thing, isn't it? That it doesn't. If there was a spur to the railway station, would it be that difficult? I don't know. From
I mean, it says that at Birchington as well. It's got it there as well. So, why wouldn't you have it at Ramsgate Station?
And then there's Dumpton Park Station as well. So why are there only certain stations benefiting from cycle storage? I don't know whether
Dumpton Park's virtually not used, is it? Yes.
Yes. I mean, it's on Dumpton Park Road, isn't it?
Yes.
Drive, so the station's there.
Yeah.
So I think that's got to be one of the key criticisms. Why aren't these serving stations? I mean, does it go into Margate? I don't.
It does go around.
Yeah.
Station.
Yeah, wouldn't want to carry it.
Oh, yeah.
No. As Laura has pointed out, very steep steps are dumped in the station. She wouldn't want to be carrying the bike up there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Only to go down to Canal Drive.
Yeah, down onto the platform.
Oh, is there? What do people with disabilities do?
Well, that's another point we could be putting into these emails. You were
Do carry your bag up and down steps if you have to.
not an electric one.
Fine.
If we're going to come back next month, if you are going to come
Yes,
back,
I think we'll come back next month. Yeah.
then you could put it out to the public too.
Yes, I think that's important as well. I mean, I really don't know very much about cycle. I don't cycle, but do walk. Whereas people, they might have outside, that might have quite strong views on cycling. So can we put it up on, and ask for comments?
In favour of
Yes.
deferring.
Right, can I ask how many people will be in favour of deferring this till the 10th? And writing into Laura.
Shall I propose it?
Yes.
Then we could send comments to you in time, to the town.
Are you proposing it as chair?
I should
Does the chair
propose it.
propose it? I'll second it.
Okay.
I'm just looking what an advisory cycle lane is.
And could we ask them how many people are in favour of that? There's only a few people, yes. Others can't vote, okay. Right. So we've got the planning applications. We've got 5 planning applications to consider tonight. So should we start off with the first one that have been called in? And it is H and Sons. Yes. This is called in by Councillor Mackinson and Councillor Wayne.
It's
Sorry, yes, would you like to say something, Councillor Mackinson?
lovely, this building brought back into use. Because it's a lovely building. But there are some issues. First of all, he is assuming that he can put all his tables and chairs outside.
There is an update.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. Want me to give the update?
Yeah, you give me the
So
update.
I called this in, and I think the reason we called it in was because we were really concerned about the outside space. And I particularly called it in because I didn't understand whose land it was and how. And you can put a planning application in for somebody else's land, but it did create a bit of uproar. Well, since this situation, the applicant has withdrawn the outside space bit.
Has he withdrawn the rubbish storage outside?
It's all gone, but I mean, there was a rubbish store out there prior to this.
There was not at the moment.
But so he's desperate to get that building up and running, so he's withdrawn the outdoor space. So it made the application for the outdoor space, and actually licenses for tables and chairs are a completely different issue. What concerned me was what he was doing there with the bike store and the rubbish. So tables and chair licence goes, I think it's presently going through KCC and yet TDC enforces it. So it's a completely different process. And he's entitled to put, there was tables and chairs out there for the previous person. So I've actually withdrawn my call-in because the concern that I had and that a number of people had was purely on the outside space. Who does it belong to? What's happening there? And that's been withdrawn, so I see no reason to call this in now.
Okay.
Well, there is an issue of where the heat pump is going in the space between the two buildings. Not that I think a heat pump will heat it, actually, but anyway. It was supposed to be between there and Saltworks. Saltworks he is very upset, which has nothing to do with this. because the previous people built over his window.
Well, we can't really take, yes, that into consideration, I think, yeah.
Changes that were made.
Yes, we'll have to look at this the way it is
Yeah.
presented.
So indicative air source heat pump location. It could be a bit bigger than that, but anyway.
But it's still on his property.
So you're saying, I mean, are we saying that we've got a problem with this development? You've withdrawn it, Councillor Wynne?
The only concerns that were addressed to me concerns I had were about the outside space. Because I couldn't understand how somebody could, I was a bit concerned about the rubbish but I mean, if he's going to apply for a licence to have tables and chairs out there, he's not going to put his rubbish there. And I think there is an issue with rubbish generally in that area.
Yes, yes.
But I mean, I think I think now you've pointed out where the heat source pump is, Pat. I definitely think, overall we think this is a good.
Yes.
We'd love to see the building come back into operation. Our concerns with the outdoor space are gone because that's been withdrawn from the application. But we would like greater clarification over the location of the heat source pump, given its proximity to the neighbours.
Councillor Green, you want to?
I mean, we haven't been informed about the outside space.
We
Haven't been informed about withdrawing the outside.
No. And I emailed TDC Planning on the 24th of October, I think it was, withdrawing my call-in. I've got the dates, either that or the 14th of November. It was October, 24th of October, and nobody responded to me. So there's nobody responded to my lack of calling. But I think since then, one of the objectors has been to Helen Crittenden, so I think Helen may well be, as the chair of planning, may call it in herself, but I've withdrawn my calling.
I can confirm, I've seen that email with Councillor Crittenden calling this in at TDC.
Right.
So I think if you're concerned about the outside space.
I'm not concerned about the outside space because there is no application for the outside space.
Right.
It's gone.
But we don't know.
It's shown on
No,
there.
you don't, but have you got the updated bit?
Yeah, so, just got that. So
It's
that's
shown
the original
there.
plan with the red outline, and now it's just removed, it's just the building. So they've completely removed that.
What I was curious of is you see the little bit that sticks out that goes towards, is it the
Horse and groom.
the horse and groom? I didn't really know what that was. Is it an overhead
The
bit?
veranda, is it a kind of canopy or something?
I think there's an overhead bit. But
Well, maybe we need clarity on that.
You mean this bit here?
no, go up to see where
The
it's
canopy,
And where it sticks
up where it
out.
sticks out. Is that where the lights are on that alley?
I don't know.
I don't often look up.
There's nothing on there. I also think, though this is a
Unless it's a
resident,
balcony, yeah.
he's very ambitious what he's going to get in there, but that's not.
well, that's not for us to either. So
I mean, I have to say, I'm really pleased that,
Yes.
that a significant empty building is going to be put back into use.
Yes. Councillor Nixie.
It's so controversial. I'd propose no comment if we are aware that the items that were concerning us regarding bin storage and public land and all the rest of it, if they're no longer an issue, then I would say no comment. If they were, I would absolutely agree.
Yeah.
If we're okay with them not doing that anymore, if they're not, then I can't see, we all want that building up and running, don't we?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Okay, that's what you're proposing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll second that.
But did you?
Sorry, all in favour, I was yet to ask for all in favour. I don't like this democratic process.
Did you ever do the Granville?
No, it's ongoing.
Same developer, yeah.
Yeah, it's still,
It's a bigger project,
yeah.
like millions.
Okay, well, shall we move on to our next application, which is Priory Courtyard? And I don't know who to call this in. Councillor Wee.
That's me.
Yes.
Yes.
this felling of trees again. Now, let me get my head round where primary courtyard is up by, sorry, I'm trying to change my brain.
It's a little road.
Yes, it's the new bit, isn't it?
The old hospital, isn't it?
Yeah. I was just concerned about the number of trees that were going to be.
Councillor Nixie,
There's only 2 being felled, and I'd quite like to know why they're being felled, because the rest of it is just tree management, I can see, and I approve of that wholeheartedly, as you know, but I don't know why the 2 are being felled. Is it because of, again, age and so on and so forth, or is it because they're just in the way? Do we know?
No. I don't think it says on the application, but we're getting a lot of applications like this.
That's something you need to, we need to manage trees.
Yeah.
Pretty hedge, just sort of do it.
well, could we get clarity on that?
That's what I like.
I think there's too many of these applications coming in without the reasons.
Without
for them.
clarity?
Yes, that's why I just want to know the reason.
Like the holly tree on Spencer Square, that's gone now, apparently.
TDC got a tree up for sale,
No.
so we can't ask them to look at it.
Causing damage to the doorways, creating dangerous trip hazard.
Read that again, Dean, please.
They are also causing damage to doorways, creating very dangerous trip hazard.
I mean, trip hazards, I understand. Trees are badly maintained and put in the wrong place. They do, and as somebody that walks particularly badly, it's something I'm concerned about all the time about tripping over.
I think it's
It's there actually to.
So is that getting rid of the tree, or is it altering the pavement, quite frankly? Do you know what I mean?
The tree outside Ellington Infant School, which I think is actually in your ward.
Yes.
I mean, it's a beautiful cherry tree, and the only tree, and parents stand under it in the summer when it's really hot. That one, we did battle with KCC, and they used this recycled porous tarmac, and that tree has survived. So I would suggest that they could solve that problem by using a different surfacing technique under the tree.
So I propose that I'm in fully favour of tree management and the other things that are suggested here, because they do need reduction in height. However, with regards to the 2 trees that need felling, they also need management if they're affecting doorways. So that's management, not felling. And I would advise that the trip hazards were dealt with rather than the felling of the tree. And therefore it needs to be a highways issue.
Yeah.
Seems to be a very sensible proposal. Is that what you're proposing?
It is.
Thank you. Who would like to, anybody second that?
I'll second that, because
Okay.
there is the different surface that can be used, because it campers it down.
And I'm going to remember now to ask everyone to take a vote on it. Thank you.
This is John Walker's estate, I think.
Right, we're on to number 12 Queen Street, which was called in by councillor Austin. You were speaking, councillor Austin.
I didn't look at this like, 5-bed HMO, so I'd say no more. Park retrospective.
Oh, right,
You
that,
might remember this was
Yes.
the shop front before.
Yes.
It's now a flat above. So that's the.
oh, I asked them what was going on there and they refused to tell
Oh,
me.
wow. So consultation room.
Don't know,
The shop, consultation room and
5-bed HMO.
Consultation room in a HMO when it's a home.
It must be the,
That's the
it must be the
ground
retail below.
Yes, it's the first and second.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
communal livings.
Probably a nail shop below.
3.
4-bedroom flat with 5-bedroom HMO is
You're obviously more experienced than I am. Do they have private
Never had a nail
consultations
shop.
with
No,
nails?
Jane would know.
Just concentrate on the application in hand.
Yes.
What thoughts are there
The
about this?
overdevelopment.
Yes.
The room, you know, the rooms probably fulfil the statutory size, Ujimi flips, dimensions.
It's look quite big actually, but it's 5 bedrooms HMO. It's from 4-bedroom flat seems quite excessive.
How many stories? Oh, it's there, it's 4 stories.
So they've got, the top floor's got a kitchen and a shower room,
As has the middle floor.
and the middle floor has a kitchen, a bath and a loo.
So the shop,
Communal living room.
The shop's big, isn't it?
The shop's already done, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's quite difficult to make out actually from the
Can I come
plans.
go closer? I've got the wrong glasses on.
You've got 3 bedrooms at the top.
Yeah.
You've got beds.
Oh, yes.
Bedsit at the front. So bedsit with a,
11 square metres bed, isn't it?
you know,
Dean,
um,
are we able to zoom in on like the first and second floor area, I mean?
If you want to up there, what's in the middle floor, there, that's right, no, in the corner by the stairs. Is that another bathroom up the front?
That's it.
The middle one?
There, ensuite for this.
No, that one in the corner.
That there,
No, the middle floor.
this one.
Yeah.
That kitchen.
Yeah.
It's an ensuite.
That little thing on the
both on
corner.
the street, so the whole idea is a bedsit with ensuite.
Um,
The front two flats.
It looks like a shower room and
Yeah,
ensuite.
Where is the 5th bedroom?
at the back.
So it's the 5th bedrooms.
Yeah.
3 beds upstairs, 2 bedrooms on the middle floor with a communal living room.
I think if
Actually,
you're,
now you look at it, it doesn't seem that bad.
if you're going to the HMO, I mean, in somewhere very, very urban like that,
I don't see it's too bad.
no, I don't see it.
rooms are quite reasonable sizes. Sorry, councillor Nixie?
They've been to-
Bin storage, did you say that?
Been
Have you got a bin storage?
store.
Where's the rubbish going?
There is a bin area.
Oh, right,
Yes.
Is that on the middle floor?
Yeah.
yes.
It's the first floor.
Yeah, first of all.
And it's an outside area as well.
Outside area and bin store at the back, yeah.
Oh, yes, well, that is
So
another.
how do we get the bins?
And are we happy with the shop front?
I think we've done that, haven't we?
No, it's retrospective.
Oh,
That's interesting. So
Show us
it's a bin
the
store.
shop front.
Right.
Would you show us the shop?
The shop front,
yeah,
the
thank you.
shop front's not part of this application, it was a separate.
It's retrospective.
So the only way to get the bins out is to go through the communal living area and down the stairs.
Yeah.
That's all right.
No back functions.
Wonderful, but there isn't a back, is there?
So you're accessing the flats from the rear or from the front?
From the front,
Right-hand door.
yeah.
Hmm.
Still don't like the shop front's awful.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of this.
Okay, so
It's retrospective, isn't it, the
Yeah.
shop front, I think.
Yeah, it's retrospective.
Yeah, together with the installation of replacement of shop front.
It's in the conservation zone.
Yeah. What don't you like about it?
It's not in keeping with the heritage of the actual building. But
Okay.
we were told it was a like-for-like replacement, so TDC are unlikely to actually make any fuss.
Councillor Nixon,
I would say that, I would propose that in terms of use of the building and a HMO, then we don't disapprove of the
Yeah.
size of the rooms and so on and so forth. However, we do have concerns over the general state of the cleanliness of the outside area. If the bin store is upstairs and they have to get it down and, you know, all of that communal area seems to be, like bike storage, all of that type of thing seems a bit lacking.
There is bike storage just across the road in the alleyway that leads up to the Cavendish Street
okay.
bins.
Did you say I'm going to go searching for the bins up there?
No. It's,
So they're going to be
There
left
is
out.
bike storage there.
yeah, but if I had a bike, I wouldn't be want to leave it out near the Cavendish
Well, then
toilets.
take it in,
Yeah.
but,
But bins especially, I think it was on the first floor, then that's
yes.
an issue. I know it says it's an outside space, but it's a case of who's taking them down.
Where are they going when they get down?
Yes.
Okay, well, let me,
Bringing them back up, etc., you know what I mean?
are you saying we ought to bring that in as a consideration?
Yes.
It does say together with the installation of replacement of the shop front here, which.
Can I just look at the shop level? It seems to me the bin store should be down there.
Yeah, but it's not going to, is it?
Consultant room, kitchen, double sink.
It's there, that's just it, it's on the first floor.
Yeah, but the shop will have its own commercial.
Yeah.
Well, where is the shop's commercial waste bin as well?
Often they don't have any. You don't get any space.
But what we've been trying to do, what enforcement have been trying to do is force businesses to keep their rubbish inside like the rest of us have to.
Yeah, certainly.
So where is the business's waste storage inside? Because that would fit in with what TDC are trying to insist businesses do.
I mean, there is plenty of room in there, I thought.
What is that over there? That's a store, doesn't it, or something?
That's the basement.
Yeah, is it kept in the basement? I mean, is the rubbish kept in the basement?
So when I used to shop in Margate Old Town, there was no bins, because the first thing I said is, where's the bin? And they're like, well, there isn't one.
I know, but they're redeveloping this building, so they've got a chance to
Yes, they,
No, I agree.
There's an installation of the
but there is a store there, and I'm just wondering if that's, could we inquire into this a little bit more about?
Shall I make a proposal that
You can. What is your,
that generally speaking, we're quite happy with the design.
Yeah. I have just said that as a
We have
proposal.
concerns. We have concerns with the shop front, which is totally out of keeping with the conservation zone and the heritage of the building.
But that's not part of this.
being replaced?
It's retrospective. They're asking for it because they've just done it. And then we have concerns about the business not having any clear space to put rubbish. And we've also got concerns about the residential waste being on the first floor.
Okay, is that your proposal?
Yeah, and maybe there be no cycle storage is the
Okay.
third one because it's a sustainable area.
And who would second that?
Second that.
I was going to say that there was a problem with all those shops, including Zest and Riley's, because they kept their bins by the toilets in Cavendish Street, which led to a lot of cowboy activity.
It's all been stopped.
And it's been stopped, yeah.
Okay, well, we have a proposal and we have a seconder, so shall we vote on that? Who's in favour of the proposal?
Yes.
That's right, unanimous. No, you're not this one, isn't it? No, okay. Okay. The next application before us is Savers Health and Beauty. Councillor Austin, do you want to speak to
No,
this?
you'll have to show me it because I didn't call this one in, but
Yeah.
I might.
So we have had this one before, they have reduced it down, they've changed the design, so that was what the existing is, that was the original proposal with all the flats.
Oh, I remember that,
And
yeah.
now they've reduced it down to that, so it's just literally just the building in the front.
That is some wonderful corridor.
So they're no longer, so you've got the back, they originally were putting an extension with windows at the back.
Yeah.
Now they're not,
Scaled it right back.
They have, haven't they?
so yeah, it's just that.
And so there's two-bedroom flats,
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, two bed.
The one,
and all the bedrooms are decent size, are they? I can't see on that size.
Yeah, let me just zoom in.
And the rest of it's retail, I assume.
Yes.
Tricia's concerned about access.
Are you concerned about access?
Yes, that's what she says. Concerned about access, will refuse trucks and delivery drivers be able to access the site?
12
Okay.
metres squared bedrooms.
that's big enough.
What about the access, Dean, is that?
So the,
It's quite a generous, is that the dressing room? It's quite a generous flat.
What do you want to move in?
So really, it's through the access.
Access.
Still coming along that corridor.
yeah, so it's still around the corridor, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, they come in through the back, up the stairs, down the corridor to those flats, and then up the staircase to the top.
What's that at the back? Can we have isn't it that mucky old alleyway?
Have you got
I think that backs onto Cavendish Street, is that right? Yeah, you've got Cavendish Street
Yeah.
as previously there was
It's,
the access concern.
yeah. Okay, you can get.
Okay, so what do people feel in general about this?
I remember this coming in last time and we were really talking about, ambulances and all the rest of it going there and access.
Yes,
Which, to a degree, hasn't changed, has it?
no,
However, in terms of overdevelopment and everything, then I would rule that one out. It isn't anymore, is it? We're really talking about access. So, I mean, I would therefore suggest that if, Kent Highways and people that are stakeholders in this, if they approve it, then I don't see a problem for us. In terms of overdevelopment, which is the thing that we'd really be focusing on, I don't think it is anymore.
no, they took note of what was said.
So I would say no comment if Kent Highways and other stakeholders with regards to access, health and safety are are inclined to agree.
Is that what you're proposing, councillor?
Yeah.
Is there,
Yeah, could you just,
so,
okay.
are we saying?
Would anyone like to second
I
that?
just need to something
Yeah,
clarified, because I think Anne-Marie's right, but if somebody has a heart attack in that flat, has the ambulance got to go to the top end and go all the way down there to get them out, or is there some sort of emergency access?
What they do
That can
in the
be.
high street, they bring a fire engine with a ladder and a platform, and the fireman goes up with a special chair
Gets them
thing
out.
and gets them out.
Well, don't worry, is that in Liverpool law as well?
That's any worse than like a high-rise flat having. So
Let's concentrate on
yeah.
what's been offered to us.
I would be more worried about the fire.
Getting out in the case of a fire.
That very long corridor, but that will be building regs.
Yes, so,
Exactly. Because that's why I say if other people are, if, the stakeholders say that it's okay, then I don't have.
Modern buildings have
so
got
let's go,
internal fire.
Councillor Nixie has made a proposal here, would somebody like to second it?
thank you, councillor Wayne. Right, all in favour? Good, thank you. Right, we've found last
Can I
time.
go into that room?
Yes, thank you.
Excuse
you.
The next one, thank you.
Thank you very much. And the last application is Ivor Thomas Amusements, which is 100 Grange Road. And I think, the Green, you want to speak to this one?
Yeah, this to me is gross overdevelopment.
Oh, bloody hell.
I don't think the building fits in with the streets.
No, it's totally out of keeping.
Certainly, there's huge concerns about the lack of parking. KCC Highways are concerned about lack of parking, but the lack of parking is due to the overdevelopment of the site.
Sorry, are they demolishing that house with the
Yes.
window flaps? Right.
So, on those grounds, I think we should oppose it.
Yeah.
And is that what you're proposing? Can you propose it? No, you can't
I can
propose it.
propose it. I think it's gross overdevelopment.
Right.
It's totally out of keeping with the street itself.
Yes.
I mean, there is some new builds on the other side, on our side of the road, that actually have been made to fit in with flint bits, but that just... They haven't even tried to make the houses on either side look like they look at present. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
They've tried to dumb them down to make it look as if it does fit in, so...
It's going to make it look like a warehouse development to me.
And I don't know where the trees come from, but there isn't a tree there, I don't think. And gross overdevelopment,
So that's what you're,
issues to parking and out of keeping with the area. Is it conservation zone?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in the conservation zone.
and you're proposing that, councillor. Would anyone like to second that?
Pat on pat.
I don't agree with all of that, but I will second it.
What don't you agree with?
I don't agree. I'd quite like to see a totally different building
I agree with
rather
you
than
sometimes, yeah.
copy the things on the site.
But this is what is in front of us at the moment.
Yes.
So you've seconded that?
I have.
Yes, thank you, Pat. And can we take a vote on that?
There's a comment from the design forum, if you're interested,
What have they
Put
said?
neutral, they put neutral, haven't they?
but neutral, but it's a shame to lose a well-designed double-fronted property.
Yeah.
We support a contemporary approach, but can the front facade look more like a pair of townhouses?
Yes. Okay, well, we've taken a vote on that. The vote was.
Did we take a vote?
We voted, yes, we vote. There have several people here that can't vote, you see, at this meeting.
Size of.
Exactly, it could be, could be problematic in the future, this size of meeting, as Councillor Green was just saying, if everyone doesn't turn up. Okay, well, is that the end of the meeting?
So this,
Oh,
would we
we
like to
have-
consider
yes.
that a special motion?
Yes, we have a special motion here before us. I read this out, or do you want to read it out? Okay.
I don't mind.
Do you want to read it out?
Yes.
Yes.
So from Councillor Wing, we've got a motion to consider a licensing application. As this is not on the agenda, you're asked to consider whether you'd like to rescind the standing order that to allow a matter not on the agenda to be considered. So actually, Chair, that's for you to take that vote.
Oh, right, well, could we vote on that of rescinding the standing orders in order that we can?
Could I just explain why the motion is there?
Or can we vote on it before we discuss?
Yes, and then you can, yes. So you propose that we rescind it?
Yes.
Yes.
I would
Seconded.
vote.
Yep.
Yes.
Unanimous.
I'm on licensing at TDC, and during my last term, I asked why we weren't receiving in the same way we do planning.
That's the motion.
To consider a licensing application.
Shall I read out the licensing
I was trying to give some
application?
context to it.
Okay, well, let me read this out, then you can give some context to it. It's about a licensing application. The name of the applicant is Thanet Drink Drop Limited. It's at 26 Shirley Avenue, Ramsgate, Kent. And they want to change their operating hours which is supplying alcohol from Monday to Sunday to 12 o'clock to 3:30 a.m. It's a business that delivers alcohol and other goods, cigarettes and munchies across Thanet, and that's why they want the extension of their alcohol. Were looking.
Ridiculous.
Could you get it up, the actual building again, do you mind?
They're already working between 8
That's the garage.
Yeah.
30 a.m.
They want
I think
variation to
that's the
3.
current operating.
Yes.
They want to extend that.
And this is the premises. Yes, which looks to me like a house, yes.
Operating out of that garage.
Out of the garage, presumably, yeah. The committee is asked to consider what response to this application should be made. So I'm just wondering everybody's comments about this.
I would have objected very strongly in that it would be a magnet for antisocial behaviour, perhaps drinking cigarettes around there, but they're already operating it. Do they have planning for it? I would have thought they'd need planning for that.
Change of use maybe for that part of the building, and it would be interesting to see whether they actually got change of use.
Yes.
Because it's not previously a shop.
No.
But also there's the impact on the neighbours.
Yes,
If they're going to be
indeed.
delivering till 3 a.m, then we've got cars coming in and out of there. When it came up Shirley Avenue, I thought, I'm sure that's in Newington.
It's not in Newington, actually.
Is it not in
No,
Newington? Is it Northwood?
it's in.
It's not the Furious.
Past the cemetery up that way. Over
I'm just surprised that they can operate a business of that nature from that house,
Could I just
actually.
explain some context, because I'm not sure where this will go either. So I asked when at the end of a licensing meeting, why councillors don't get licensing applications, because all that the applicant has to do,
But we do now.
something is stuck in and then it's put in the newspaper, so it's not widespread like planning
We
is.
do get them now.
We do get
Yeah, so I asked and they said, well, we've never done that, but we'll see if there is a reason for us not to give you it. And there wasn't one, so they've started sending us the licensing application.
Very useful.
But So I got that and then forwarded it to Laura to say, could we do this? But once we make a comment, I'm not sure where it goes
No, I was
to.
wondering that actually.
Does that make sense?
Sorry, councillor Green wanted to say, no.
It's already operating to 3:30 a.m. Which is, you would have thought would be very antisocial.
But that's what it says, proposed variation. So what is a variation?
So at the moment, they start at
It's
3 p.m.
They're now starting
At 12.
It starts at midnight.
Yeah.
Oh, well, 12 o'clock.
Lunchtime.
Yeah, that's lunchtime.
Actually, it's not a licence at all,
Are you voting?
No, I'm just, Laura, you wanted to say something, right?
So the town council is not a statutory consultee on licensing. However, the town council may be aware of local issues that would be helpful to the licensing team at TDC. So I think there's no reason that we can't, if we've got something relevant and salient, to give that to TDC for their considerations.
I think sitting on licensing, it would be useful because if comments are made, then it does come to licensing committee rather than officers making decisions. And I think this one will be very interesting to come to licensing committee.
There is a shop round the corner from this, isn't there?
I didn't see one. I mean, I drove up and down that road.
There's a little row of shops just round the corner from this. Yes.
Oh, on Upton Lane.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one thing to clarify. Are deliveries being made from the house or is that the applicant? What is the address that the...
Well, let's...
And I mean, personally, in a residential area, I would recommend that it was refused for antisocial behaviour.
But it's already operating.
Yes, but does it have a licence?
I'm sorry, Laura,
I think it has.
hang on, Laura needs to say something.
They have a website, and if you look on the website, it is described as a licensed operation, which, so I haven't checked this with TDC, but it does suggest that there is a licence in place, and then this is a variation to extend the hours. There is also nothing to suggest that people are invited to the property. I think it is all deliveries.
Yeah.
Well, that's better. I mean, I think if I was ever going to make a comment, it would be the nature of 3 a.m., isn't it, that worries me, not the fact that they are running a business, and I'm all for providing a service and so on and so forth. That doesn't worry me. It's the timing. I'd prefer if it closed at 12 or even 10, honestly, but...
I know we don't know this, but have there been a number of complaints about this?
No,
because
because the way licensing is unlike planning. So, like I say, they should have. I think it's a pink notice displayed in their shop or on their premises, and then it's put in the local newspaper. Well, how many people buy a newspaper?
Yeah.
So the whole way that licensing applications are advertised.
Yeah.
Is utterly ridiculous.
Weighted, yes.
Won't it be a nuisance locally if they're delivering at 12 to 3:30?
Yes.
But they already are at 3:30.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what do we want to say about this? Because it's the first time we've kind of considered something of this nature.
We're both on the licensing.
Yeah, we are.
So we will just bring it up at licensing.
We want a comment from the town council towards that.
I would.
Councillor Nixie wants.
I would, as Ramsgate Town Council, I would propose that we comment that we are unhappy with the disturbance to neighbours and the neighbourhood of providing that service
In a residential area.
in a residential area at such a late hour.
And would that length of time.
Exactly, and would recommend that it would be curtailed somewhat.
That's your proposal, Councillor?
Yes, normal licensing hours for 11 o'clock or something. If it's a residential area.
Yeah. And can we have that seconded? Let me second that, thank you. Can we take a vote on it, because otherwise I'll be
I
talking.
don't think they can rescind it.
No, but we can make a comment about it, surely.
Yes,
Yes,
but
Comments at 3 p.m. by Friday.
It's
by Friday. Okay.
definitely a strange one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to email Alison directly and say this is a really weird one. It's a house.
well, we've just got to look up the address on the planning applications and see
Yes,
whether they have
okay.
any sort of planning permission.
Right, well, that is the end of the meeting. Thank you very much, everyone who's been watching, and thank you very much, everyone here.
Good.
Very interesting, yeah, some interesting issues tonight. Thank you, Dean, thank you, Laura.